After 72 hours of playing Amara, I just realized that Samsara does not pair well or work with Ties That Bind. I always assumed it did because the Ties That Bind is an action skill that you can use. But Samsara doesn't work with it. Even though you can do additional damage to the enemy when you link them, the actual action skill doesn't do any damage. You know, it just links the enemy. You are the one doing damage by shooting them. Maybe there are mods you can use, Siren mods that actually do damage with Ties That Bind, and maybe then it will work. I'm not sure, but you'll have to select Fist Over Matter for this skill tree to work with Samsara, right? If you're in the Phase Grasp skill tree, only the Fist Over Matter will work. Ties That Bind does not do damage by itself. Even when you shoot the enemy and damage goes to other enemies, it's you shooting that's creating the you shooting your weapon creates the damage. The actual action skill doesn't create the damage. Phase Slam and Phase Cast are actual action skills that do damage, so they will trigger Samsara and regenerate your health. So just an interesting thing I found out after playing Amara for 72 hours, and I did not realize it. I've always by default put points in Samsara when I created my builds because I thought it was regenerating health, but then I realized that my health doesn't really regenerate, you know. I always stayed away from Sustainment because I thought it wasn't working properly, but Sustainment works if you shoot the enemy. It doesn't work if there's a status effect on the enemy. The status effect on the enemy that keeps triggering doesn't actually do any damage to trigger Sustainment. It just do damage on its own. You shooting the enemy creates damage, right? And that triggers Sustainment. When the action skill, when the status effect is proccing on them, that's not damage that you're doing. It's just happening, and so that doesn't do anything with Sustainment. So it's an interesting thing that I realized after 72 hours of playing this class, this Vault Hunter. I didn't realize that I was wasting points in Samsara because I was using Ties That Bind the whole time, and Ties That Bind is one of the things I normally go to, you know. So I went to Pandora to do some tests, and I realized that Clarity does work on its own. Clarity gives you health regeneration a lot when you're low health, and then it slows down as you get more health. And Samsara works with Phase Cast and Phase Slam, and it works only with Fist Over Matter in the Phase Grasp, Fist of the Element skill tree. And it doesn't work with Ties That Bind or the Eternal Fist. It doesn't work with those. You will not regenerate health. The funny thing is that the Sustainment indicator does not show up on your screen, you know, but it works. And it's just fascinating to me that I've been playing for so many hours, and I've always put points in Samsara and then select Ties That Bind as my go-to action skill, and I was wasting 3 points because Samsara wasn't activated, and I did not realize it the whole time because I just assumed it was working because I usually go back and forth between my action skills, so maybe that's why I thought it was working with everything I did, and I didn't pay attention to it really. Just an interesting thing that I just noticed. I'm sure, you know, it's well known and on Reddit and everywhere in the Borderlands community, but I didn't know it. So I just want to make a video about it, alright? Thanks for watching.
Gorgeous.